Hi folks, AF5DN here. I've got a Aries event coming up. It's a Cowtown Classic bike ride. And I'm going to be about as far away from the repeater as you can get. So I'm going to take my buddy pole mast and put that up and connect it to the Kenwood radio in my Jeep. And I wanted to put a good dual band antenna on top of that buddy pole mast. Well, what I've chosen is the Fong. This is called a DBJ-1 antenna. If you've got access to QST, this is in the February 2003 QST. There's a write-up on this. And the reason I picked this one is it doesn't have any radials, and I need something I can get in and out of my Jeep fairly easily. So this is what I'm going to pick, and I'm going to put it together here real quick. And just to let you know, it does come with instructions. Mr. Fong, WB6IQN, sends some pretty good instructions with it. I'm going to be making some slight modifications simply because of the way I'm going to be mounting it onto my buddy pole mast. But let's get going with the installation. Okay, so here's the stuff I'm going to be using. This is the antenna. And Ed Fong, he gives you an end cap and another end cap at the PL259 and a coax connected to it. Now I've examined this pretty good, and it is very high quality made, very good solder joints. Everything looks really nice inside there. Now, if you've not seen the top of the buddy pole, this is my buddy pole mast that I'm going to be using. It's at 18 foot. It has standard 1/2 inch threads, but it's got this little bulb sticking out here. So I was concerned if depending on how I put this on here, it may get in the way of the connector. So what I have decided to do is use this stuff right here as the connection point. So let me get started with that, and so you can see how all that works. Now I like using Loctite on all my threads. Okay, that's just me. You don't have to do that. This is just a 1/2 inch coupler. Okay, and this is just a cap. Again, this is just to keep, this cap's just to keep the rain out, I guess. Hopefully we won't have any rain. Just tighten that up, hand tight. You don't need to use pipe wrenches or anything like that. All right, so now I have a 1/2 inch pipe thread, and I can screw this onto the top of my buddy pole mast. And what I'm going to do is clamp this right to it here. And as you can see, by clamping it right there, I'll have plenty of space here for the connector. And this here will give me another connection point at the top. And I'm going to be using some stainless steel hardware. Okay, so let me pull this off of here. Now the PVC, here's the piece of PVC. This is the PVC that you're supposed to use for the radiating portion of the antenna. And it is, as you can see, and Ed has these in his instructions. This is 200 PSI PVC, which is pretty flexible. It's actually very difficult to cut using a standard type PVC tool. However, since we have a 10-inch area of the antenna that does not radiate, they've done this specifically to help with making connection points to your house or to whatever. For this little piece here, I went ahead and went with regular Schedule 40 just because it's a little bit tougher. Okay? So what I'm going to do, now let me do the other end first here. I am going to glue this. You don't necessarily need to glue it. However, I don't want it to come apart, and it is not that expensive of an antenna that it's going to hurt me any if I need to replace it for some reason. So let's put a little glob of glue here, and I'm not going to use a ton of glue. I don't really need to. And I'll put my little 3/4 inch adapter on here. You see where this is going? This will give me something really sturdy right here to clamp to, as opposed to just the PVC. All right, so I'm going to run my wire up through here. See, there's the end of my connection point. So I'll be well out of the schedule 40 by the time I get this connected together. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue here on the other end. And I'm trying to get as much of this off of this little thing as possible, because I don't need a whole lot. Okay. I don't need a whole lot. If this was a water joint, I would have significantly more glue than that. All right, so there we have this little guy, like here. And you can see I am outside of my radiating point. It radiates from here up. So I'm past the schedule 40. Now these are stainless steel clamps. And I got the regular PVC from Lowe's, so you can get all of these little parts from Lowe's, including the stainless steel stainless steel hardware. All right, so this will go like so. All right, so there we have it bolted together. Now, I don't know, maybe for the sake of safety, I'll go down and get a hose clamp and put around here too, right in the center. Maybe just to keep it from being make it a little bit more stable. But this would go okay for the purpose that I've got now. Okay, so now all I got to do is figure out how long to cut the top piece, because as you notice, I no longer need the full length of the pipe. So I'm going to move this stuff aside here. And what I'm going to do is set this here on the table. Try to flatten this out the best we can. And let's put this up here. Alright, so that'll put the end right about there. Let's see how close we are. Now, you recommended 5 feet. This is exactly 5 feet, so that's pretty close. All right, so let me cut this guy off here. I'm going to leave the cap off for now. Let's just dry fit this guy together and see how well she works. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, he's about right in there. And it's pretty straight. So I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it just like it is. Put this cap on here. And what I'll do is I'm going to take this guy out in the next video and put a coax on it, run it up on my buddy pole mast connected to my Jeep, and see what kind of SWRs we get on it. But this is pretty pretty good, right like that. All right, stand by for the next one.